Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Alien Protocols, the Advanced Protocols Data Project. It's no secret that AAVs have a particular fascination with nuclear weapons. And you have to ask yourself the question, why? Why would they be interested in nuclear weapons? Why would there be repeat incidents at nuclear locations? Why? Why would they care so much about this topic? Is it because of the nuclear war side? The nuclear pollution side? Are they trying to kill us and they want us to launch nuclear war against ourselves, as people like Tom DeLonge try to indicate? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. But what does make sense, the only theory that does make sense, is that they realize the devastation to our biosphere that these weapons create. It doesn't matter if they're launched from artillery like here or full-on hydrogen bombs like this one. It's not just about the explosive power. It's not just about the nuclear warfare possibility. It's that nuclear elements, radioactive elements, are the greatest pollutant to biological life and one of the greatest dangers to biological life. And I would imagine that an ultra-advanced civilization that has gone through the nuclear age would realize that when a civilization reaches the nuclear age, that they are at the most precarious stage in their evolution. And so it makes perfect logical sense that these nuclear weapons would garner interest. There are many locations around the world that have been test sites for nuclear explosions. So it's not like there's a tiny bit of nuclear waste on our planet. There have been so many explosions, so many tests, that our planet is polluted with this stuff. We are all polluted with this stuff. It's a numbers game. Radioactivity is a numbers game, no matter what anybody tells you. It's a numbers game. It's a percentage game. You can't guarantee someone's not going to get cancer from the smallest dosage because it's a probabilistic thing. And when you look at our planet and you look at all those locations around the world, it's really, it's very, very disturbing. And when you think about how radioactive elements process through organic systems, it's really frightening, because in many ways, by the time the nuclear material gets to a human and is ingested by a human, it's oftentimes at a much greater concentration than it would have been just naturally in the environment. As you can see from this chart here, radioactive material on the far left can go into the biological system, can get into the ground, into the soil, and into animals and crops, and it can go into this loop in the center there, and it can loop and it can loop and increase concentration levels until it goes to the human. Oftentimes it's in highly concentrated doses in milk and meats and things like that, because the body has a tendency to take up some of these radioactive elements, thinking that there are other similar ones like potassium and things like that. So we have many threats. You know, once a nuclear element that has a 15,000-year half-life goes into the environment, it doesn't just disappear. It goes through these systems. Here's one of the underground tests. And all that radiation is now, of course, in the particulate matter and all that dust. And it looks like it's contained even when it's underground, but it's not. It's not contained. These explosions are horrific. They are horrific. Now, why have UFOs gone to nuclear missile sites and shut off the missiles? This has been done many, many times. From Malmstrom Air Force Base, Minot, North Dakota, the many Russian incidents, and the famous Russian incident. This apparently has happened as well in China. And you have to ask yourself, why? Why are they warning us? They're obviously not trying to start a nuclear war like Tom DeLonge tries to say. You have to ask yourself, why? Ex-Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid said this year in New York Magazine, in this interview, he was interviewed by this gentleman named Eric. And Eric asks him, let me put it to you this way. I saw you tweet, we don't know the answers, but we have plenty of evidence to support asking the questions. To you, what's the most compelling evidence to support asking a question? And ex-Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid says, read the reports. Read the reports. We have hundreds, Eric. 2-3 weeks ago, maybe, a month ago now, up in Montana, they had another strange deal at a missile base up there. It goes on all the time. Now, gang, you know that Harry Reid is briefed to a very high level on this stuff. He helped to launch the ATIP program. He's lobbied Congress to help fund this. And he's been helping in the past 6 months as well, too. When he mentions this case at Malmstrom, it means it's significant. He knows more information than the general public does, because the only public information on this case is that there was a couple sightings from people on the ground, that a large black craft was seen, and that there was a blackout, and that it was seen on radar, and it was seen by military witnesses. That's a big case, gang. I'm stunned. No one else but us is reporting on this case. I can't believe nobody else is investigating this one. We are, and we are doing FOIAs into this matter. So hopefully we'll get some more information for you guys. But this is a major, major case. And it's very major that Harry Reid brought it up. So what do we do, gang? What do we do? Well, let's just think about how polluted our planet is right now. There have been over 2,300 nuclear detonations on Earth so far. Over 2,300. Many of those are atmospheric, on the ground. They have not, a very small number actually, comparatively, have been underground. And of course, they have long-ranging effects, catastrophic effects on biological systems. But aside from the 2,300 nuclear weapon detonations that have intentionally been done, there have been over 100 serious worldwide accidents since 1954. And there's actually a surprising variety of ways that you can have radiation released into the environment, from a small bit of a X-ray machine going out into the public to a wide variety of other circumstances, fires. Very, very fascinating how many different ways radiation can get dispersed into a community. But also there have been lost subs. We've had nuclear incidents on lots of submarines, and those are just the ones we know about. So there's a lot of nuclear waste in our seas, in our air. Now, a lot of people don't realize that a very famous UFO case has a nuclear connection. And that's the Rendlesham Bentwaters case. It has one of the highest evidence levels with so many credible witnesses and everything. You guys know about Rendlesham, but a lot of people don't know that there are nuclear weapons there. And at a very crucial point, and I think it was day 2, that a craft was seen shining a beam into those bunkers where the nuclear weapons were stored. And it's most likely that is the main reason that they were there. They were there. But there's other locations where there are repeat incidents. Warren Air Force Base in Wyoming, Malmstrom, of course, as we just heard, Minot. A lot of these bases there have a whole bunch of missiles and missile silos all around them for miles around, 20, 30 little missile bunkers. Offutt Air Force Base is another nuclear site. The Pantex plant in Texas, Y-12 complex, Oak Ridge National Lab, Sandia, and there's several other ones that are more classified. But why do you think they're interested in nuclear weapons? If they're neutral or a threat, why would they care? I think nukes is the key evidentiary fact that proves that they are not neutral, that they are benevolent, and that they are peaceful. I think it's the crucial area. What do you guys think? Much love to you and yours.